What's up, everybody? My name is Jared with Newtype Cycling. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are on Instagram, feel free to follow us at newtype.cycling. Here you can find all of our race shenanigans, upcoming events, past photos, all sorts of rowdy stuff. We are at the USA Crit Spartanburg, South Carolina stop. So this is a pro like D1 USA Crit stop, but for us, luckily, they do some amateur races at the beginning of it. The day before, earlier in the night, what have you. This is a super fun course, man. If you guys haven't been to a USA Crit before, definitely check it out. It is a ton of fun. If you look on the left and right, you've got these different tents and banners. So later in the night, when the pros come out, these tents will be full of freaking people. But jumping ahead in the action real quick, we got a crash rider down early. Looking ahead right there, boom, to the right. Oh, right in the fence. That's one of my buddies I race with up at the Winston-Salem Crits all the time. I was super bummed for him. If you look right there in turn 3, when we come back around, there's 3 sewage covers right in the apex of the turn, and then just a foot or 2 feet to the right of that, there's this water main access point that sticks out of the ground about 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. So if you hit that water main incorrectly, or maybe off angle, or you're pedaling really hard through it, it could like buck you and make you wash out. And that's exactly what happened to him. Super unfortunate. He's okay. But as that happened, a really smart rider up front, I believe he's a junior rider, younger guy, notices that, and it kind of catches everybody off guard. And so he decides to attack. And so if you look way up the road, kind of hard to see through this traffic, he's way up there, probably about 4 seconds ahead of us, and it's early in the race. We're only like 4 minutes in, and he decided to do an attack. I thought it was a really good strategy. I'm a little too far back to counteract him. Boom, right there. I just hit that water main cover. So it kind of bucks you a little bit. If you take it square, if you hit it straight on the forehead, you're good to go. It's not going to mess with your angle or worry about like washing out or anything like that. But this course is awesome, guys. This is a very traditional like 4-corner crit. This is slightly uphill to the start finish line right here. You have a bunch of people showing up early from various businesses and sponsors. Showing up, starting to day drink and stuff like that, so people are psyched. That air horn scared the crap out of me. That corner right there is super cool. That air horn just continues throughout the video, so it's super fun. But we're 7 minutes in, so this guy's been off the front for a little bit, and a guy bridged up to him. So if you look up the road right there, it's 2 guys, and so as soon as I confirm that's the leaders, I do a counterattack up this hill to get a gap, and my goal is to ride straight through them, keep the power on, and go. And I assumed there was going to be guys on my wheel. If you're checking the rear cam, everyone just kind of lets up. These are 2 lap riders in front of us right here, and continue watching the rear cam. I don't know if they just all let up. I mean, I'm only going 27, which this is a fast course. That's what you'll see that number throughout the race. Right here, I look back and I notice, oh snap, I have a gap. Well, I'm psyched. I'm like, okay, it is kind of early. I don't know if I have that long sustained power to maintain this like long effort for another 20 to 25 minutes, but I'm willing to give it a little bit of a shot. My heart rate's really high right now. My max is 202, 203, and I'm pretty dang close right there. So I'm feeling it, but I'm excited. I put one more last dig in right here up the start finish line straightaway. Again, it's a slight uphill, so you're going to see us putting down large numbers or decent numbers the entire race. And at this point, I just hit 200 right there. I'm feeling it. It's way early in the race. I start to kind of back it down a little bit. I should have been more conscious and tried to like maintain my threshold, which probably would be around like 250 FTP, like right in there. But you can see I'm like really inconsistent, and I'm low power right now. And I mean, look, that was probably like a lap and a half of me being out front and trying to go. The crowd was super awesome. They were all motivating me and stuff like that, telling me the gaps, shaking bells and stuff like that. So it was super cool. But for me, it just was not in the cards today. maybe if I would have gone into the race with that mentality of, hey, I'm going to try and do a break. I'm going to try and like get away and stay away. But I really had no expectations for this race. This is my first crit in a while. First points sanctioned crit. We do a Tuesday night practice crit here in Charlotte, North Carolina all the time. But this is the first one where, in a couple months where I can go get points, try to cat up to become a 3. And so that's really the main goal. You look in the rear cam, I've got a junior rider who I actually race with right here on the left, white LA chrome fork. He goes off the front, he counters me perfectly. And I race with him all the time down in the Max Series in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And he's got a pretty solid diesel tank. And he's going, and I look back and like the group's still behind us. So I ended up letting up right here. I'm gonna let the group swarm me up, and I'm just gonna slot back in and start to recover. Because right now we're probably just over 10 minutes in, so we've got another 25 minutes to go. And it's really tough to kind of keep this pace going, for me at least. And if you notice, like, there's a lot of gaps everywhere. I learned real quick that there was no teamwork going on, stuff like that. So I'm jumping ahead 12 minutes in now, so we're jumping ahead a little bit, and I'm trying to motivate these guys now. So I've like recovered a decent amount, and I know that junior rider up there, he can hold this. This would be a great course for him to do these long poles and try and make a break stick. So I'm trying to motivate everybody to do some work and stuff like that. But again, everybody's riding solo dolo. There's no team tactics or anything like that. In my opinion, if I would have had a teammate, or if maybe another couple of guys would have had a teammate, this race would have been totally different. And that break wouldn't have stayed out for so long and stuff like that. So he's still out there. I finally get some guys to pick up the pace a little bit, charge it up this hill. But it honestly always seemed like coming out of that turn 4 up to the start finish line straight that you kind of had to get out of the saddle just a little bit, because of the slinky effect, that the front riders get, being able to take the turn so much smoother than you do and stuff like that. So, but it's super cool. This track again is so fun. All the other courses that we do, in North Carolina aren't as traditional as this. And so anytime you have a big event that comes close by or comes through town, you definitely want to jump on it and stuff like that. So here comes up on the left, we have a counterattack by a second guy. He actually was the first rider that went off the front. So he's super motivated to go. I just never got lucky and was around him whenever he wanted to do an attack. I would have definitely loved to join in on that and try to, solidify something, go chase down the leader. But we're going to jump ahead about 17 minutes in right now. And again, I'm trying to organize people. It's been super frustrating, but it's kind of the name of the game.
Hey, we got to bring it back.
Yeah, you can hear a couple guys chattering right now.
Just rotate.
So we're trying to get people to do a little pace line, rotate a little bit, so we can organize, get that good draft, work together, and try and bring back the lone junior rider that's up off the front. In the middle of us, there is one flyer, but this organizes for a half a lap, maybe a lap, that we get guys to kind of rotate through, work together. Both these guys right here in front of me that are doing work are junior riders. Much props to them for doing this work and having race smarts and realizing, hey, yeah, we do need to work together to do that. I mean, there was older guys behind me and behind us in the back of the group that just would not do a dang thing. But hey, that's the name of the game. Cat 4 or 5, in my opinion, there's a big discrepancy between a Cat 5 racer and a Cat 4 racer, especially if you get a lot of races under your belt. We're coming up on second place right here. I'm yelling at him, letting him know we're coming around, and I do my pull, but then I notice no one else is on me, so he actually slots in, and there's 4 of us that kind of were motivated enough to rotate and do pulls and stuff like that. So kind of frustrating. Look in the rear cam again, like there's just gaps everywhere. So with this high-end race like this, or this high-profile race like Spartanburg Crit, USA Crits, you get guys that know what they're doing, that have a decent amount of experience under their belt, and then you get guys who like this is their first crit ever. The official asked that at the beginning of the race, and I thought it was funny, and no one raised their hand, and I don't blame anybody. Like, I know for a fact there had to be like at least 2 or 3 guys that this was their first race. There's no way that our entire group had no first timers, but everyone raced really clean. It was super fun, so I had a good time. We're rocking head 5 laps to go, dude. This is my last chance to like motivate people. We just had a little bit of a flyer, and finally the guys up front are willing to like chase that down and close this thing down. So we still have the lone junior rider up front on the white LA Chrome Fork. We're not going to see him again. He stays away. And so, but this is me with 5 to go, on 4 to go right now, to like try and get something going, because I'm willing to do it, but it is what it is. I like this attack, this speed coming up right here from another guy I race with all the time too, up in Winston-Salem. So I'm familiar with him. I know his skill level, and it's nice to be on a familiar wheel when you're coming down here, a couple hours from home. So we pick up the pace, and look, in the rear cam, boom, we've got a gap. There's 3 of us, and I totally did not realize this. So I look back, and I'm like, no one is on our wheel. I was like, we're just gonna blow up. I'm still rocking 196. Like, everyone is hot right now, but I'm still trying to motivate. I'm still trying to like weasel my way into like getting people to do a free effort for me. They catch us in the rear cam. Peloton catches us back up, and we're coming up the hill, coming to 2 to go. And so we're gonna let this play out with the last couple laps and kind of see what happens. So again, leader's off the front. He's not coming back. He's got like a 16-second gap, and it's just there's no organization to get this going. Well, coming 2 to go. Well, I'm on the front, and I'm like, yo, I do not want to be here. So I just kind of let up a little bit and let some guys roll through. And I want to reorganize myself. What's good about this course and what makes it so fast and fun are these wide entries and these wide exits. So if you're like a little bit out of position, or if you're a couple riders back, you can really still put in a little bit of power, put a small effort in, and move up and maintain and get position. So I would have really liked to watch the D1 guys race this later and just see how they moved up and passed in the field. So it'd been pretty cool. I lose focus right here, and I let this gap open up because we catch this guy off the front. That was a 2nd place guy. We just catch him, and I didn't really get to take that turn how I wanted to, and so I let a gap open up. I should have definitely not let that happen. I had a lapse of judgment. I'm running pretty hard right now, but again, this track is so fast, and I know they can't maintain that speed all by themselves for that long. And so I see the junior rider here on the left in the gray and the blue bibs. He starts looking back, so I know they're going to let up a little bit. And we're coming into the last lap. Psych is high. I'm feeling really good about my position. There's 4 guys in front of me. There's plenty of time. I take this corner really nice, close that gap down, let him know I'm on his inside. I realize I don't want to take that position from him. And boom, I'm right 2nd wheel, sitting 3rd place currently. But you just get that spidey sense going, and you just realize like everyone's antsy and everyone's ready to go. This guy rolls up on my left, and that just really tells me like I'm just about to get swarmed if I don't go. And so I put a dig in right here, and I'm like, I feel confident I can just like take this turn, flying through this thing, and keep these guys behind me. Take this corner really fast. I have a lap rider. I use him to my advantage, so I try and block on the outside and block him in and just start my sprint. I got 2 guys on my rear cam. This junior rider in the blue is going to come around me, and then this other gentleman is going to come on my right. So I do my best to steer them around, but boom, that's going to be 4th for me, just out of the money. Super bummed, but really fun race. Man, this course is awesome. Super jealous for guys who get to race on these courses like this all the time. So thanks for watching, you guys. We'll put up a next one for Athens coming up pretty quick. So we've got some more videos. Later.
Mission.